Hey guys, so today I want to talk about Blendin's mysterious disappearance in the first episode of the Weirdmageddon trilogy. We see that the Time Baby and most of the Time Police have been obliterated by Bill. However, Blendin shows up after that, and then he says he needs to get out a time dodge. Now this is a phrase that is based off the common phrase get out of dodge, which basically just means to leave a location. The words Blendin says aren't too significant, as they are showing that he disappears, but where he goes after that is a complete mystery. In the final episode of Gravity Falls, there are a bunch of characters that reappear to say a few words, and if they don't say anything, then they are probably hidden in the background somewhere. But during the final moments of the show, Blendin was nowhere to be seen. Something you probably never noticed before is that Blendin does actually appear in the second episode of the Weirdmageddon trilogy. Even though his last spoken words on Weirdmageddon Part 1, you can zoom in on the chair of bodies that Bill sits on. Look closely and you will see Blendin there. But how on earth did he get there if he got out of a time dodge? We assume that Blendin went to a different time period to save himself. He could have gone to the past and there would be no danger to the town. But the fact that he ends up in the chair of stone bodies is something to question. Another thing I want to mention is Blendin's unexplained appearance in Gideon Rises. He is seen behind the car for a very short amount of time, and nobody in the show ever talked about him being there. When you look at him in Gideon Rises, you will notice he is bald like he was in Season 1. You may assume that this has nothing to do with his time dodge in Weirdmageddon Part 1 because Blendin had hair ever since the Season 2 episode Blendin's Game. But if you remember from the Time Traveler's Pig, time traveling can have a small side effect of flames. Small flames appear on the body and Blendin tapped them off as fast as possible. What I'm saying is, it's possible that Blendin went back in time to that moment, but his hair burnt from the time travel. Of course, this could be wrong since the reason Blendin would go to this time period is unknown. There are a few possibilities, but Gideon Rises was his only unexplained appearance in the show, making it possible to connect the events by having him travel back in time to save his own life. Another possible thing that happened to Blendin is that he went back in time and wrote stuff on the walls about the prophecy of Weirdmageddon, since he knew exactly what was going to happen. When he says things have gone from bad to worse in Weirdmageddon Part 1, he hints that he might tell others to prevent this terrible event from happening. Of course, we know he doesn't succeed because Bill does eventually begin Weirdmageddon, and since Blendin appears in the stone chair of people, that means Bill's minions found him in whatever time period he fled to. Overall, there are so many possibilities for what happened to Blendin. He was never officially mentioned after Weirdmageddon Part 1, but we can assume he is still alive since the stone chair of people changed back into the regular townspeople. We don't know if we will ever get an answer to what happened to Blendin, but it's still interesting to speculate about. There's an upcoming Choose Your Own Adventure book featuring Blendin, but it takes place before Weirdmageddon, so that won't do much help to solve this mystery. Anyway, that's all for this video. Be sure to comment below and tell me what you think happened to Blendin when he disappeared. Also, give a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.